Why do thinkers avoid crowds? This is the question we will try to answer in today's video, because there is a pattern of great thinkers, great minds, those who really strive to be more than the average man when it comes to intellectual power. There is a pattern that these people often avoid crowds. They can have friends, they can have uh, acquaintances, they can have lovers, but they aren't usually seen in large gatherings of people. And why is that? What do what do thinkers see in these crowds that is um, repellent to them? What what is in the crowds that they don't like and try to avoid? Well, the first thing is that when in a crowd, people tend to lose their individuality. Uh, if you want to be a part of a group, of a large group, you normally have to cut away some parts of your personality, because some things are accepted by the group and some are not. And so you function like a filter to yourself, where you uh, try to show the things about yourself that are um, seen by the group as positive, and you hide those parts of yourself that are uh, not as positive for the group, or that will make you a laughing stock of the group, or that will make you someone to be humiliated or ridiculed by the group. So you have to, again, do this kind of filtering of yourself. And so you lose yourself, you lose a part of yourself, because you can't be uh, your whole self in a group. And so a thinker that values his or her individuality, his or her way of thinking, or his ideas, or and so on, you will not stand this. You will not accept this um, this kind of submission to the group, to the ideas of the group, in order to be accepted. The thinker often prefers to be alone, but to be himself, but to be whole, to be completely free. In addition, the thinker also understands that the group not only tries to be uniform, to be made of people that think the same, act the same, and basically do the same things, but the thinker also understands that these kinds of people um, often hate those who don't conform, those who are not like themselves. And so the thinker understands that the the mind that thinks outside of the box, really outside of the box, not uh, not in a corporate sense, where this saying has no meaning at all, but really outside of the box. Those people who think differently, who try to share new ideas, to challenge um, the vision of the world that others have. Those kinds of people are often shunned by the group, are also, again, humiliated by the group, and the group as a whole tries to um, prohibit them from talking, prohibit them from sharing their ideas. So, in a way, the group is a censor. The group is a kind of a monster that only allows certain things to be said, certain things to be think about, certain things to be accepted, and tries to basically kill everything that doesn't conform to the identity of the group, everything that is against what is established by the group and by the leadership of the group. And so when the thinker understands this, when the thinker analyzes the dynamics of the group and understands that this is its way of functioning, it simply goes away. It simply weighs the pros and cons and arrives to the conclusion that it doesn't want to have anything to do with these people, with this crowd. And so it goes away. Because, again, you don't have only to compromise your individuality, but you are often attacked if you dare to be different from the hive mind of the group. But there's more than that. Because often groups have a leader. That leader is not a formal one. It's not really a leadership from someone who is voted or who is chosen by everyone of the group. That's not what happened. But often there's someone in the group that basically the crowd gravitate to. Someone in the group that basically says out loud what the group thinks. Someone that when he speaks, the rest of the group listens. Someone that organizes events of parties or something like that. So that those kinds of people normally function as a leader, as an informal leader of the group. But what the thinker understands and observes is that those kinds of people who often end up in leadership positions within the group aren't the most qualified to be so. They often aren't the most intelligent, the most kind, or the most empathetic. They are, instead of that, the flashy ones, the ones who talk a lot, the ones who talk loud, the ones who are often shallow, and the ones who are a bit narcissistic. Those are the kinds of people who often end up in leadership positions in the group. Those are the ones who are praised by the group. So the thinker observes this and he understands that that is what the hive mentality of the group wants. A loudmouth narcissist who only cares about himself and his own self-indulgence. So, by understanding this, the thinker also understands that he is better off by himself or herself, because he doesn't want to be subjected by someone inferior. Inferior in mind, inferior in thought, inferior in the plane of existence they are in, because often these kinds of leaders are in a very shallow or very basic level of existence. They only care about, as I said, their own self-indulgence. They only care about fulfilling their most basic needs and to be congratulated by the rest of the group. So the thinker doesn't stand to be in a position where he has to praise some idiot narcissist and to act like he is the best person in the world. Because the thinker recognizes these kinds of people for what they are. And again, they don't want to do anything with them. There's a philosopher named Kierkegaard that even stated that crowds are lies, because nobody is allowed to be themselves. Nobody is allowed to express their own thoughts. And everybody is obliged to accept the most basic forms of conversation, of acting, and even of being. And also to accept the leadership of someone who never ever should lead not even a pack of flies, much less a bunch of people. And so the thinker prefers to be removed from all of that. By being removed from all of that, the thinker can be himself, can express his own ideas, can write about his own ideas, can transmit his own philosophies and his own way of thinking, and most importantly, he can be at peace, in tranquility. Because if you are not at peace, if your environment is not a tranquil one, you cannot really express yourself. You cannot really have the freedom to develop your ideas and your philosophies, your work. And so again, the thinker says no to this all, and the thinker lives better because he rejected all of the group's dynamics. If you like this, I ask if you can like and subscribe. And having said all that, may God bless you, and until the next one.